iOS 14 is going to 100% transform the digital advertising landscape. And a lot of people are out there painting it as bad because all the news seems to be bad news. But what about what we're going to do to beat it and what we're going to do to optimize our strategies so that we can actually use this as a win and get a leg up on our competition? I am super excited to be able to share with you today my 6 tips to beat iOS 14 in your e-commerce business. And stick around towards the end because I am going to tell you the 100% biggest mistake that people make when they're writing emails in email marketing, leaving so much money on the table. All right, so if you don't know what iOS 14 is, it's the new Apple update that's coming. I've got a whole video on it. In fact, I have a bunch of videos on it, but the big one that explains what it is, there's a link up in the card in the upper right-hand corner, your upper right-hand corner. But basically, Apple in their next update is going to put up a pop-up in front of all apps that want to track your data to give you personalized advertisements. And if you opt out of that, you become basically a cipher in the system. Now, that's not 100% true. You won't be a total cipher, but most of the stuff you do will be a cipher. And Facebook is talking about as much as a 96% loss of data in what comes back to Ads Manager, which is going to seriously screw with optimization. A lot of people think that this is mostly a issue of reporting, but that's not the case at all. The issue here is if Facebook can't get a feedback loop about what's working, what's converting, then it can't optimize for more conversions. And if it can't optimize for more conversions, then it can't get more, and then basically you don't make any money. But you just need to have a better, bigger strategy, and this is actually a choice point right here that we have in our businesses. We can choose to change our strategies, get creative, think outside the box, and win, and make this a good thing, a positive thing, or we can lay down and die. And I'm not going to lay down and die. So I am putting unique, intense focus on 6 things to get past this and actually come out even better than me and my clients were before. Here's what I'm telling my team. I'm going to take you right behind the curtain. This is exactly what the conversations are that I am having with the team and with my clients to help everybody optimize and win in the face of iOS 14. Let's go over my shoulder and I'll take you right inside. A couple of things. Facebook Ads Manager is going to be completely unreliable. The data will be bad, okay? It will be very, very bad. One-day click attribution, that's it on folks who opt out of tracking. So if they click opt out, they don't want to be tracked on Facebook, they've got 24 hours to convert, and if they don't, they're gone. Some people are saying that that's going to be up to a 96% data loss there, right? But remember, that just means that it's different. We need to think about this differently. It's not like e-commerce is dying or anything. In fact, stronger brands will now emerge and more powerful marketing strategies will emerge. And less skilled, talented marketers are going to drop off, while those of us like you watching this channel, we are going to win because we're going to think outside the box. How are we going to think outside the box? It's time to get intimate with Google Analytics. Really important. As far as I know, to this point, UTM parameters will not be impacted. So every time that you're setting up any piece of traffic, and let me say this is organic as well. Anytime that you are setting up organic or paid links that go out into the world that people are going to click and then maybe do something like convert, you put a UTM parameter on it. Now in Facebook ads, you can do that directly in Facebook Ads Manager at the ad level. You can say set custom parameters right there. Okay? And there's also and I'll link to it in the description, there is a link to that where you can very easily from Google create a UTM parameter. And that tells you where, like what is this specific link so that I can trace performance and attribute it back to that specific ad, that specific campaign. That's very, very, very important. So Google Analytics and UTM parameters. So make sure to dig into that because that's going to give you some data. You're going to be able to get better attribution data there. a lot of us don't know how to use Google Analytics very, very well. And if you're one of those folks, you might want to do some YouTubing around and find some good tutorials on Google Analytics. Okay, 2. So Google Analytics, we've got that. You want to optimize. You can tell I've got my list over here. You want to optimize for macro goals. If you are one of these marketers or business owners who has obsessed over ROAS, you are not going to be a happy person. Yeah, and you may not be able to see the forest through the trees because you're looking at the wrong numbers. Facebook Ads Manager data is going to be awful, completely unreliable. It will have no reflection on the actual impact that your advertising is having for sales and for the brand. So you cannot focus on ROAS. What we're going to be focusing on are macro goals. How much has your revenue increased? Right? We're going to look at UTM parameters and see if we can piece together an attribution picture. We're going to take a look at the overall lift, right? All of these things. And we can also send people from Facebook, if we wanted to test this, to different landing pages to see how they're converting in different pieces. It can get really complicated really fast. But optimize for macro goals, which sort of goes into number 3, which is ROMs, which is what we're going to start doing in the agency. So I am, as of today, I am going to stop reporting on Facebook ads ROAS. It's already been depreciated, and now as soon as this update rolls, early spring, so I don't know, it's probably a month away or so, that means that like all the data is going to be gone. So ROMs is a great way where a business owner can very easily see and an advertiser can easily see what the impact is they're having for the partnership, which is really the important thing to me. Especially for us, we're an e-commerce growth agency, so we also do email, creative, CRO, like all of these things. And so our overall lift to the store cannot be in ROAS, and anyway, even if it was, it wouldn't be there anyway. Tom's is return on marketing spend. So with ROMs, the way that you calculate this is this equation. It's revenue minus media spend, ad spend, plus agency fees, and that is your formula for ROMs, return on marketing spend. It's a pretty basic equation. It gets complicated if you're using multiple platforms. So if you're running Google ads, Pinterest ads, Facebook ads, you're going to want to put all that spend together, take the overall store revenue and Amazon revenue, and say revenue minus that number plus whatever you charge as an agency. Highly recommend taking a look at ROMs. It's like back to the days of TV advertising. You want to shift more resources to creative and email. And this is what we're going to be doing in the company as well. Because you need to be all in on first-party data. You have got to be collecting first-party data in order to optimize what you're doing. So creative is going to help your ads perform better because as the optimizations depreciate on Facebook with less data coming down the pipe, it means that it's going to be more on the shoulders of the ad to convert people. So it's the creative. So you want to go more in on the creative to get there. Email is how you increase LTV. There's nothing more important than that now. And we're just realizing this. This has always been the case, but we're just starting, like a lot of people are starting to realize now the value of LTV and how AOV is dead, right? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So email is your way to continue to sell customers products, build a community, and retarget. If you are not asking for an email address on your homepage or from users the first time they visit your store, you are leaving money on the table. You need to get them into a welcome series Because getting them into a welcome series isn't just the welcome series. However, with our clients, we're seeing that make the most money for them. But it's not just that. You've also got their information. Klaviyo or whatever is tracking them across your site, and it knows what they're doing. And since it knows what they're doing, it knows if they go view a product page and then bounce, for example, or if they haven't been active on the site, right? You can send them specific emails. So you're doing your retargeting in different ways. You've got to take a multi-platform approach to this. Okay, number 5. Facebook and Instagram will still be the most powerful. They will still be the most powerful platform because they still have the bulk of the user base and they still have the best machine learning. They're just going to have less data. And the reporting will be worse as a result of this. But they're still going to be the most powerful. And since Facebook bought Instagram, they've still got a youthful audience there, right? So I would not go chasing shiny objects. This is not the time to chase shiny objects. This is the time to focus on the other things in your business, like lifetime value, getting more products in your store, optimizing the CRO on your website, getting your email sequences set up. It's the time to get your brand solidified and your overall structure of your business model solidified, rather than just simply waiting for the next sexy traffic option to come along. Okay? So Facebook and Instagram will continue to be the most powerful. And as I said before, LTV is king. Focus on lifetime value. That is 100% what you need to be focusing on. Always spend $3 today to make $3 today that you know will make you $10 tomorrow. It's so important to focus on customer lifetime value. Extremely, extremely important. Now, we're good in our agency. We already have a creative department. We already have an email department. I feel confident about all of this. I think we're going to be fine and help our clients grow. We're not just a Facebook ads agency. But there are a lot of folks out there that run on Facebook ads and don't have a whole lot else going on, both agencies and businesses, store owners. And if you're in that position, you've got to start diversifying now. Follow these 6 things. Get that going. Now, I told you I would give you a little hack, and I'm going to tell you very simply what this hack is for email. And it drives me absolutely up the wall, is that people do not write in fragments. It is a fragmented world. I never want to open an email and see a paragraph with a bunch of lines like this. No. Right? This is what we used to do at Business Insider when I was an editor there. We used to write our blogs this way because they're just more easily consumable on your where's the phone? Because they're more easily consumable on your phone. That's what you want to do. You want to create this easily spoon-feedable thing because it's going to guide people through the emails more so that they can just more easily read it and skim it. It drives me crazy that so many people still write like they're writing a college paper. And don't forget to be conversational, please. If you wouldn't say it in a restaurant to a friend sitting across the table, don't write it in an email. Got a couple other videos for you on iOS 14 and other things. I'll see you next time.